Storm Issa, or Isha, whatever they're calling it. It's a rough old day today here at the marina. Let's move forward. So as you can see, the window that Matt was previously working on is now installed. That's all looking good. And he's obviously increased the amount of bolts, as he says, on the previous video of the rebuild. That's just going off nicely, sat in place with all the new bolts in. Slightly bigger window, fitted. All good stuff. So what we're doing now is, to test this window, Matt's just gone to get a large bucket of water and he's going to pour it all over the window to see if there's any leaks. So we're going to see how that goes. Let's just do the leak test. So I think that's Matt there now, coming round. I can hear him. Is that you there, Matt? Have you got a bucket of water there? Oh, here we go. Oh, absolutely bone dry there. You passed the leak test.
Oh, good. Not putting that window in again. It's such a pain to the frame. I don't know if you can see in this light, the frame's so tight. The screws are right up against the frame. We had to kind of angle the drill very slightly just to get the nut on. So it may actually originally have been put in with wood screws, which would have been easier than putting a nut and bolt through, but there's no frame to go to, so that was how it was going in.
Yeah, but you know yourself, once you've bolted it, it's much better.
The one thing I was worried about, because these are actually fitted in reverse, obviously on most boats that would be facing forward to follow this being the front of the boat, but this perfectly followed a line that's outside on the boat. Well, not perfectly, but looks really nice. But it did mean that weather, if you're steaming, weather will be this way, and
that seal,
this seal is towards the weather, whereas normally it would be the other way. But we put the wiper blade in and it seems to have done
the job
exactly what it should have. And the wiper blade's obviously contacting.
Yeah, you
can see the window off.
Moving, that's
great.
Excellent.
Not sure how secure the lock is. I might put something else on there.
Yeah, it looks like it could do with going a little tiny bit further that way just to give it a bit more.
Yeah.
But then again, it's fine.
Yeah.
It does its job.
Inside, so.
Excellent.
All good.
Another job.
Yeah.
Another mission.
Tick that one off.
Tick the list of A4 paper, which is like, when I write an A4 list, it's normally the biggest thing you've ever seen. Oh, no, we've got daylight.
Oh, yeah.
We should have turned that light on ages ago. Look at that. All of a sudden, we've got light.
Yeah, we put these lights in and changed all the filaments for LEDs.
Yeah, that's so much better.
There's absolutely no draw. This is a funny little one. This is running off the 12-volt system. These are 240s.
Yeah.
And this is a bright little thing.
That's really bright.
Which is lovely.
Yeah.
You can just see how it's pulsing. You might not be able to see on the camera.
Yeah.
Just it's pulsing in time with the diesel heater.
Ah, so as it's ticking. Yeah.
Because there's no
maybe like a resistor or something.
Yeah, a shunt or a capacitor between the two to stop that happening. But if you turn the diesel heater off,
it stops doing it.
No, it just turns into a strobe.
Oh, it turns into a strobe. Okay, so we're like a nightclub.
It's proper mental. Yeah, so we don't use that one too much. That'll just be for at sea.
Excellent stuff.
There we go. Another job done. And we're going to obviously do the same window this side. So that's going to come up mostly to this bulkhead. And again, it's just going to trim further down into there. Just the same as the other one. But it'll be fine because these windows are shot at. And I can't find the bits to fix these windows. So we're just remaking the bigger windows and putting them in instead.
So this is the cutout of the window Matt just installed, like as you've just seen on that video where we did the water test on it. This was the other section of the Colvic wheelhouse in the heads. So that's how much bigger the window became. So spare Colvic parts here. Very well laid up as well if you look at the thickness of that. They're a well sturdy, well built boat, and you can tell by the thickness of that glass.
Okay, so today we're back in the aft cabin, got all our supports in, got a bit of condensation, we haven't got any insulation in yet, but not to worry. I just wanted to put an extra support in here and here, just they still feel a little bit weak, there's a bit of movement. So we've cut this one, we've attached it here to the main beam, and we've just put a pilot hole through. So what we're just going to do is jack it into position. We've flattened off as much as we can just to get the last bit of shape into this. Okay, so we've got it jacked, reduced the shape. If you're doing this, be careful. That has to be as straight, because it's popped out on me a few times, and when you've got a lot of pressure in, it can come flying out. We had to get slightly more inventive, jacking up the port side one. Couldn't find any wood the right size, so we've got Henry Hoover pipe in there. There's quite a bit of tension, so I'm staying back. I've got this screw in. I'm just going to go and stick this screw in, then I can take the tension out of there. So these last spars that we put in, these two, can only really get one screw in them, so we're going to glass these in. Glassing is something I really hate doing. I'm not very good at it. We're going to use this fibre strip, I think it's 3-inch. So you glass the surface that you go into, you put resin on the surface you go into, then put this on, and then put resin on this once it's on to glass it all up. But we'll see how we do. So we've cut our 4 strips, and we're just going to mix some resin, and we'll see how it goes up. So we've just cut our 4 strips. We mixed up some glass. Unfortunately, way too much, because it's my first time using this new stuff. It's very thin, so it goes on a lot easier. So what we did, we pre-wet the spars, and then we just offered up. I'm going to put another one on, but not yet. I'll let that dry. Offered it up, and then basically just you paste it in till it looks wet all the way. Try and get as many air bubbles out as you can. Sorry, I've got the mask on, it's a bit stinky here. Yeah, so we've got 2 on there, and then we've got 2 on this side as well. And because we couldn't screw this one to lots of places, that's just going to really strengthen up this top. And then we're going to cut this out. This is all old rotten dead wood. And then we're going to start on the mast step. First off, trying to figure out how we got these bolts in. No idea. So we'll figure that out as we get there. But this has to come off. This is rotten. We'll need a new one of them. We've just got the acro prop holding it all up to shape at the moment. And this is all in. The hatch is all in. And we're getting on with it. It's all good.
So Matt, it's tender rescuing time. Storm Jocelyn, there's a little tender in the water here. Ah,
Not quite.
we just didn't quite get it there. He's just going to try and lasso someone's tender, which is blown in the dock off Storm Jocelyn. This is because the fiberglass smells that strong inside the boat.
Yeah, no going in there.
Can't possibly work on it right now. You're going to die and everything inside. Need some fresh air. And it's getting dark, and it's a bit of lassoing instead. We're now cowboys. Proper cowboys. It's neatly more near the bridge.
Yeah.
Now, but as you noticed when I came the other day, it was very, very bouncy. The weather was horrendous. We've had 2 storms in a row. Jocelyn was last night, and someone's lost a poor tender. So Matt's just trying to salvage it with the magnet, and let's see if we can lasso it. Oh, you were so close, but yet so far. Really, like, I'll tell you what we could do. Oh, we can't. We'll have to get ourselves round that barrier. We could have got round there, along there, magneted it, and then in. He's going for it. Go on, Matt.
It's not going to work.
Of course it'll work. You've got it. You've got this. Oh, so close. Ah, wind took it.
Worse.
See, once you... Oh, yes! What a shot, Matt. Not only can he fiberglass, he can lasso a tender. Hey!
Haven't got it yet.
No, it's coming. Nice and slowly. Storm Jocelyn rescue mission. Come on. So Matt's going in. This is the salvage operation. No, no. Do you want to get your life jacket?
Wait for that. The bolt's here anyway.
Yeah, you just have to dive on top of it if it all goes wrong. I was trying to do it on there. Oh, here we come, here we come, here we come. Look at that. One salvage tender.
I don't know why we bothered.
It's the roughest tender I've ever seen.
Is it mine now? Is that salvage?
Yeah, you've got salvage rights now. It's your new tender, Matt. It's all yours. When you did the cap and rails?
Yes.
So the cap and rails, you did all this in the summer last year, didn't you?
I actually did them just before it got really cold.
All right, okay.
So I was still doing those probably 6 weeks ago.
Right.
Like late December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have, Matt only had a small amount of footage of them actually doing any work on them cap and rails.
So, these are the plugs. Put them in yesterday with epoxy. And now we're just cutting the tops off them. Not plugged this yet. I'm just waiting for it all to dry out. Ah. And we'll sand them down and it should be finished.
So basically you did that cap and rails, and there was a bit of a story about some of the timber that was used for this, because obviously timber's materials, you had to replace a lot of this, and pretty much all of it. Did you replace all of it or most of it?
About 2/3 of the port side. So this is the capping rail that we replaced, this piece here. As you can see, the stanchions, where the stanchions have been put in, have been moved at least 3 times and never sealed properly, just completely rotten. Big splits down the wood. There was no way I could repair this piece. Still a good piece of teak for cutting plugs out of. But here you can see these were the nails that we put in with. They are gouged, but they've started to rust up, so they were no good. They've all been put in with proper screws now. But one thing I never expected, the guy tried to fit stanchions with roll plugs. Not sure that is the proper way of doing it. But all that's gone. That was literally, you can see the old type joint where it come down. It was just too thin. Wasn't going to work, which is why we've done the new joints. But that was up there and no good at all.
No.
And couldn't find teak anywhere. We looked online and it was just a horrific price, and you can only buy new teak, which is a completely different colour to any of the teak that's on an old boat like this. I asked one of the lads down in the yard, and he told me about a picnic table that was up here that had come off his old boat, and he convinced me that it was solid teak, this picnic table. Came up, scraped a bit off, and it was. And luckily, just managed, we split it with one of the lads in the yard, because they needed some for a job, but we managed to make the entire capping rail on this side from a picnic table. I've no idea where the picnic table came from.
Now this is where I wanted to add to the story, because that picnic table, Matt, has a story, because there's been 2 picnic tables here at the marina, and they've actually caused more problems with people arguing about picnic tables. So the picnic table originally was on the pontoons, and it was used as a little drinking area in the summer on the pontoons.
Right.
Now, Press Marina renewed all the jetty boards and decided they no longer wanted any more stuff left on the pontoons. So we then moved one of the picnic tables up to the marina, into the boatyard. Now, that particular picnic table, there was a dispute a while ago of who owned the picnic table, because it was outside someone's boat, and then and then one guy said, no, that's mine, it was outside my boat, I've been drinking beer in it all last summer, right? And then another one came along and said, no, that was my picnic table, you borrowed it and never brought it back. Now,
see, this is all news to me.
No, this is what I'm saying, so this is great, and this is not edited, we're just going off what I'm saying. And now I think the picnic table you ended up with happened to be on a boat I bought, Spanish Trader.
No.
It was on the back deck.
It was on Norvic.
On Norvic?
Yeah.
All right, so it got moved from... All right, so it originally started... It was on Spanish Trader to begin with, and it ended on a boat called Norvic, which is a boat that's sunk here in the marina, and I recovered it. Another story altogether. So basically, the timber that's now being used on Emerald Star has been a journey around this marina, and the good thing is it's going to have years and years and years of life now. Matt's converted it into his new cap and rails. So.
We did. We were very lucky with the last piece I had. I was putting it into place and I cut it very slightly wrong. And where the rounded end, where it was the seat of the picnic table, we'll get a shot of it, but it literally just dropped in against the flat piece with nothing left to cut. Absolutely nothing left. It was the last piece of wood I had, so it had to go in no matter what.
So when we were fitting the capping rail, the old one had a lip joint over the top, and I went and looked at some other Colvics, and they all have a joint like this. I'm not sure of the technical name. So all we did was marked off one, turned it over, marked off the other till they fitted up, and just with slight adjustments, getting the rail in place, we got our nice seal. Nice joints. That one needs replacing. There's a few of these popped out because unfortunately the guy who had it before, or someone, had put the capping rail in with nails instead of screws. So a couple of them just swollen on the top. They are galvanised, but it just means a couple of the plugs have popped just where a bit of dirt's got in and it's swelled up a bit. So we'll just put a new plug in there. We've got hundreds of them cut already. And again, so this one, that's not sealed. And we'll go over the top of these with a bit of epoxy. Luckily the West Systems, when you mix it with the low density filler, it turns a really nice brown. It really matches the wood, which is great.
So of course a little bit of condensation building up on this back hatch, so we're just going to do a leak test on it now and just get some water over it to see if there's any water ingress anywhere. Matt's up there now.
Are you in there?
Yeah, I'm in there, yeah. I can just see you. All right. We found one, Matt.
Found one. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I can see it. We've got it. So there is a little drip there. At least we know where it is. Yeah, you've got it there.
That's all, I know where that is.
Right, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on this joint, I think.
Right. But it's an easy fix.
Yeah. Yeah, I put a bit of CT1 in it yesterday. It's obviously not see, it might actually be coming from behind that. So that just needs sticking back on.
Right. Well, at least you've eliminated where the area is. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's dripping in now, yeah.
Yeah, alright, it's that little joint. That's fine. It's an easy fix.
Easy fix.
Go.
All right. You've got to stay tuned. And what I did notice, guys, I really thank everyone who subscribed to the channel. I think Matt will also agree with that one. It's really nice of you to subscribe because it does give enthusiasm. So the more you hit that subscribe button, the bigger thanks from me and Matt for following this project. And we want to make it interesting. You know, both have day jobs. Here's Matt in his day job. We had 10,000 views currently on the previous video. 96% of the people that watched this video, Matt, weren't subscribed to the channel.
Oh.
96% out of 10,000 views. So just show some love, guys, and it'd be really nice for you just to hit that subscribe button. And it keeps us going, and it gives us massive encouragement to keep on going with this project, which is going to happen anyway, regardless. So it's not stopping. And it's just great to have you on board, and I hope you enjoy what Matt's doing. And let's just keep it going, and we're moving on. And we'll see you on the next part of the video, which shouldn't be too long because Matt's back here, back from work.